Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Glory Glory Man United podcast. I'm your host, Kyle Quinn, and Brushy's back with me again. He's basically a regular co-host now at this point. Um, we're going to be talking about Real Betis against United, and United with a professional job out in Seville. Really good second half performance, coming away with the 1-0 win on the night and 5-1 on aggregate, and sealing through to the next round. I really thought Rashford's screamer with the outside of his right foot just knocked the stuffing out of Betis, and they produced almost nothing after that. Before that, especially in the first half, it was very end to end, high intensity football. We matched their intensity. We're really up for it tonight. I got the job done, so I'm really pleased about that. What was your thoughts on the game then, Brush?
Yeah, absolutely. I thought this was a professional performance. We weren't at our best, to be honest, but this was more about guarding against complacency because a lot of the heavy lifting was done in the first leg. So we just had to see out this game. Like you say, we came out better in the second half, created a lot of chances. Probably should have put a few more away, to be honest. In the first half, they had chances, and David saved us with one or two saves. In the second half, just before Rashford scored the wonderful goal that he did, there was one. I think the ball bobbled in front of him, but it just went to Rose Ed. I had to watch it play at first glance. I thought, "Oh my goodness, what's he doing? What's he doing there?" Um, but yeah, it could have been a bit more comfortable, but we don't make things easy. But yeah, that massive scoreline from the first leg definitely helped us out.
Yeah, all we really need was one goal tonight, and that would kill off the tie. I think it quietened the crowd and everything. That goal was a superb goal, wasn't it? Absolutely fantastic hit from Rashford.
Yeah, absolutely. Brilliant stadium as well, actually. Really nice atmosphere.
Yeah, it's three tiers. What a
Yeah,
impressive stadium! Like, and you can clearly see the red, white, and black contingent up in the far corner. Who enjoyed that goal obviously, and should have had more, like you say. So many chances on the break. After that, again, what we see more of what we expect from Alanga in the last 20 minutes of the game. Lots of pace, getting into the right position, and then the final ball just lets him down. It was
yeah, and not much else,
yeah.
unfortunately.
Uh, Yeah, yeah, and that shot on the volley, like no chance, no chance he was going to
Uh-huh.
score that. Like, and Sancho, he's probably offside, but why he should have scored it to Alanga in that position? But he's probably thinking we're 5-1 up on the tie. I'm just going to get myself a goal here. But their goalkeeper played really well, as did De Gea when he was needed. Um, yeah, so it was just like I said, it was just a professional job. Um, I mean, we could have lost 3-1 tonight, and it wouldn't have mattered. But as it happened, we won 1-0, and that's all we really need to do. I like the attitude of the players. They were matching Real Betis's intensity. They were tracking runs, and they were making 50-50 challenges. So it was happy that the players were not complacent tonight. And Ten Hag, I think he got it right by as soon as Rashford scored, get him off. I think he got Bruno off, who's one yellow away from suspension, but kept Casemiro on for the 90, which is always risky. And he's one yellow card away from suspension, but he trusted him, and he didn't need to make any tackles, at that stage anyway.
No, no,
So
absolutely not. And obviously with the Premier League bans coming up as well, I had no problems with Casemiro playing the whole game. I'm glad that Fred and Rashford came off, and Bruno too. I was a bit worried actually because obviously after the first two changes were made, Bruno was still on. I was like, how long is he going to play Bruno for? Because he's got a habit of just running him into the ground.
yeah, it was nice to see him get a rest for a change.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, it's a type of situation where you need to take the opportunity to rest your best players, and he did more of that. He got Wan-Bissaka off, he got Martinez off, Lindelof and Dallo got a run out. What do you make of Maguire's performance tonight? I thought it's probably one of his better ones this season
yeah,
for
yeah.
United.
I thought Maguire was all right today. It's what we can expect from him. It's the best we can expect from him when he comes in on a day like this. And we kept a clean sheet, so that's all that matters. I was quite impressed with some of the touches from Wan-Bissaka today. Saw a bit of flair
Mm.
from him in the second half, uh, expressing himself, having a good time.
Wan-Bissaka's actually got that in his locker. Some people don't realize that. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
we seen him put Rodri on his ass in the City game at Old Trafford, with a bit of skill. So he certainly got that capability,
Mm.
and certainly on form, he's first choice right back, and he gets in the team for me on Sunday against Fulham. Is that how you see it?
Yeah, yeah, that's how I see it at the moment. Obviously, with Dallo, like the first half of the season was brilliant. Picked up that injury, and he's not really been the same since the World Cup. But yeah, we just have to, hope for the best and hope that he picks up his form.
So, what did you make of Pelestri tonight? I thought he was really good without being outstanding. Um, some nice wing play, going past defenders, and playing in his teammates. And he had that shot on goal that didn't quite catch it perfectly. I think it hit the post, inside of the post. Like
Hmm.
Vaggy tried to get a touch on it. It was frustrating that that didn't go in. But yeah, I think Pelestri did good tonight. What did you think?
Yeah, yeah, I thought it was good. I thought it was good. Um, he's a bit of a throwback to a more traditional winger, isn't he? Because he likes to go down the outside, just whip it in on his right foot. Yeah, the chance that he had on goal, I thought, yeah, he just had a little bit too much to do, uh, and that's where he could improve. But I think physically as well, he needs to bulk up a little bit, maybe.
Definitely. Yeah, was that the run where he went past a few defenders, and then
Yeah,
there was
so
another.
he
There was a
did all the
couple.
hard work, and then he just didn't quite have enough in the tank for the finish.
Yeah, there was a. See, there was a covering defender coming across, and
Hmm.
he was obviously going to get there first. So Plessie had to stretch for the
Yeah.
ball. So yeah,
Yeah, and he's quite a petite player as well, isn't he? So yeah, he has to be a bit smarter. But yeah, no, as starts go, I'm happy for him.
yeah, and it's taken a long, long time for him to get a start for Manchester United. This is his first one. When did he arrive at the club? Was it
Same time as Ahmad, so would
was
have
that
been.
in January 2021 or something?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's an unbelievably long time to wait for a start, but he's here, and looks to be, he's definitely part of the squad. He's now we see him as a player that's starting whenever there's some rotation. So it doesn't make sense to me that he's been talked about as being loaned out next season. Um, at the moment, you couldn't justify that because we need him. You like Anthony wasn't available tonight through illness, and Balestri was there to deputise for him. So I don't. It doesn't make sense to me to loan him out unless we're going to sign another person in that position, and I
Well, the
don't
thing
think
is,
that we
we've got
will.
Ahmad out on loan, right? And he's doing quite well over at Sunderland. So they've got a decision to make in the summer, really. Um, because obviously with Garnacho's rise as well, I don't think we'll keep both of them. I think one of them will go out on loan. I just don't know which one.
Yeah, real chance for Plessis to impress now because obviously Plessi's got the advantage of being at the club, whereas
Yeah.
Ahmad, the caveat is that the performances are coming in the championship, whereas Plessis can actually do it for United.
Yeah,
And
so that's the thing. That'll be an interesting decision in the summer because perhaps the next step for Ahmad is a loan, but to a Premier League club. Who knows?
yeah, I think that would be if he's not going to be part of the first team next season, Ahmad. I think the next step has to be at a Premier League club, but it has to be one where he's going to start. No
Yeah,
point in him going to Everton or something and not playing any games. I mean,
yeah, absolutely. It has to be guaranteed game time.
okay, I know that James Garner is not on loan; he went permanently, but he's played very little football for Everton, hasn't he?
Hmm.
Must very very disappointing for the player. Um, yeah, so Malacia got a bit of a run out tonight as well. Yeah, I think he's good for like similar to Wamasaka. He's good for a situation where you're just defending and
Yeah,
you might be holding on to a lead. Whereas if you really want to go and score goals, I think Luke Shaw is the man for left back. But
definitely. I thought he was a bit rash today, Carl. What do you think?
he's always like that.
He's just very eager, isn't he? But I thought, oh, yeah, you need to like watch yourself here.
Yeah. By the way, I just remember. What did you think of the yellow card for Palestri? That's one of the worst decisions I've ever seen.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, there was one or two odd decisions. There was that. Um, the shot that Sancho took definitely went off their defender. How that wasn't given as a corner, I don't know.
Yeah, that is basic stuff. That is very basic
It was
officiating there.
proper random. That.
Um, we didn't really protest that much, but that's probably because of the scoreline. But
Yeah.
That's seriously bad. Where was that referee from? What league was he refereeing? Because he needs to stick to his day job. I mean, Pelistri clearly won the ball, and then the defender falls over him, and he gives
Yeah,
Pelistri a
yeah, and
yellow
he,
card.
he gives Pelestri the yellow card. Yeah,
What's
it's
he
so
talking
strange.
about?
It's so strange.
Yeah, and there's me thinking Anthony Taylor was bad. This is just another level. Yep. So Sabitzer is back from injury and got a bit of a run out tonight. He got 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's
He
really
nearly
good to
scored
see
as
him.
well. He gets into good positions, doesn't he, in the penalty
Hmm.
box? And plays nice 1-2s, and he loves to shoot from outside the box too. He could have
Yeah, I
scored.
think that comes from his early days as well, Carl, when he used to be more of a wing player. So his instinct is always more attacking. It's one thing I like about him actually. He's always looking to make forward passes as well.
Yeah, and he had a one-on-one with the keeper once. The keeper did really well in all the one-on-ones
Hmm.
tonight. He was it took like a long range shot to finally beat him. But he certainly had a good night there, keeper. So good to see Sabitzer back because he's going to be needed now with Casemiro's domestic suspension. Um,
Definitely.
I'm going to assume that Sabitzer is going to start against Fulham. Which one do you think is going to partner him, McTominay or Fred, or both? What do you think?
Ah, I'm not sure, because with the Sabitzer Fred thing, we've kind of had mixed success with it in the Leeds games. I remember the first one; it was terrible, and then the second one they seem to have sorted it out. But I think this might be a time for McTominay to come in.
Yeah, he didn't get a run out tonight, so maybe he's got Ten Hag's got the weekend in mind with that one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think I know McTominay is probably the closest to Casemiro, not very close, if I'm being
not
honest.
very close, mind you, but we just don't have an alternative, do we? So
Yeah,
yeah, just in terms of like a more defensive-minded player, he's the only one available.
yeah, he's probably out of all the other midfielders, he's probably the most defensively minded.
Yeah.
Um,
Whereas with Fred, he's like, at the park, you see those dogs that are just really excited and just like to run around.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
Fred.
yeah. I think Sabitzer and Fred are both number eights. I think that's the trouble.
Yeah.
Don't complement each other very well,
Hmm.
and that causes a lot of problems in games against Leeds, for example.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. So yeah, you got to be smart. You got to communicate effectively, and yeah, one has to hold whilst the other one moves forward.
um, so Ten Hag didn't even take a risk by playing Tom Heaton tonight or Jack Butland. He played De Gea. Um, yeah, I understand that one because it wasn't like we said previously. It wasn't one. It was one once we went 1-0 up. But this,
Yeah.
if they had scored two early goals, there's a match on here.
And
So
I'll tell you what, they had their chances in the first half.
yeah, he definitely did. They didn't take them though.
Yeah.
And De Gea had a good night. And we defended well. And Maguire made a really good block. And what I did notice was that Robbie Savage was trying to talk Maguire up at every opportunity, trying to do him a favour there, as if Josh Southgate's watching the BT commentary or something.
At
Um,
one point in the second half, I think we saw him down the right wing, didn't we?
yes, he was bursting
made a
forward,
made a marauding run down the right hand side.
and then there was a terrible ball into the middle.
Yeah, yeah,
See, that always happens in the types of games where we're coasting or we're playing lower league opposition or something. You see Maguire
yeah,
marauding forward, or when England's playing Albania or San Marino or something, he does that.
yeah. Hmm.
Um, but yeah, he's he's not exactly back in Barrow, is he? Let's be honest. Um, yeah, so really pleased with how it went tonight, and no injuries that we know about, no suspensions, and clean
Yep.
sheet. Another worldie from Rashford, 27 for the season now. He's easy going to break the 30 goal barrier now, isn't he?
You would think so. Touchwood, barring injury or anything unfortunate happening, you would think so.
And like the commentator said, I think the Betis defenders are relieved to see him come off because he was in one of those moods tonight where he's just trying to beat everybody using his
Yeah,
pace.
yeah, yeah. On
Um,
another day, he would have scored more. Yeah, their keeper, like you say, had a great game.
yeah, although like, if one criticism of Rashford is sometimes, and he done it at least once tonight, where he tries to beat absolutely everybody in the opposing team.
Mm-hmm.
Just pick somebody out. Stop doing that. And he runs into a cul-de-sac then and loses it.
Yeah,
once you've beaten two defenders, you've done your job. Just pass it into the middle, pick somebody out because it's going to be space because you've left
Yeah,
so many defenders behind. Um, you don't need to do it all by yourself, but yeah, yeah, good to see. Fred get another. Fred didn't play at the weekend really. No, he came on very late, so he got
yeah.
a bit of a run out. I just don't want to see the McFred partnership on Sunday. I want Sabitzer to be part of that team,
Hmm.
because we for the entirety of Solskjaer's reign, we had to put up with that partnership, and it really doesn't thrill anyone to say the least. It's very very average. So I wouldn't be confident if that was a partnership against a good team like Fulham.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Especially coming up against Pellegrini in that midfield, who's been one of the signings of the season.
and Andreas Pereira, um, he actually at one stage used to partner Fed McTominay in our midfield around 1920 season. Um, yeah, I remember those graphics that people put up quite recently, looking at our starting 11
Yeah,
from that season. I think it was the Sheffield United game where we drew 3 to the Bramall Lane. Our starting lineup there was just so bang average. You're like, it's hard to believe that was a Man United team. But we've improved a lot since then.
hmm,
Um, what Ten Hag's been doing so far, different to Solskjaer, is getting over the line in finals, albeit it's only been one. So here's a real chance for us to make it to another final. I'm just going to have a quick look at who's got through to the next round so far. It looks as if the Fenerbahce Sevilla game is over. Um, so Fenerbahce won 1-0, but yeah, Sevilla's gone through. Surprise, surprise, Sevilla through to the next round of the Europa League.
oh
Fahrenheit won 7-1 against
yeah,
Saturday.
they absolutely spanked Shakhtar. I think it was 1-1 in last week. So yeah,
Yeah,
and
eight
today
two in
finished
aggregate.
7-1, did it? So 8-2 on aggregate. Yeah, crazy, crazy score.
So if we got them, it would be returned to Holland for Ten Hag. I think Van Persie made a joke to Ten Hag that you think he works for BT now, Van Persie, and he
Yeah.
said the one team you don't want the next round is Fahrenheit. He's obviously a big fan of that club. Juventus got through as well. Vlahovic on the score sheet and Chiesa,
Yep.
handy enough against Freiburg. And Arsenal are currently leading against Sporting Lisbon
Oh, they
at the
taken the lead,
Emirates.
have they? It was. I know it's 2-2 from the first leg.
Yeah, Granit Xhaka has given them the lead.
Uh,
Um, yeah, I would like to see them go out, to be honest,
yeah,
because we could easily play them in the next round.
yeah. I'd prefer to get a non-English team in the next round, to be honest.
Yeah, do you remember when we got Liverpool in the Europa League and it didn't go very well?
No.
Um, but the only thing is, Arsenal, I think, will not prioritise this competition, and that would give us a slight advantage if we played them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Depending on when the fixtures are played, definitely they'll have to have one eye on the title now in the position they're in. It's a glorious opportunity for them.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a nice draw like Union Saint Gallies. That would be it wouldn't be a bad
That
draw.
would be great. Did they win their tie? Did they? Were they
They
playing
are
Union
they're
Berlin? Or were they playing? Yeah,
yeah, and the Belgian side are leading
yeah.
1-0.
Okay,
Um,
okay, yeah.
and
So yeah, that would be ideal.
yeah, and it was 3 each from the first league, so I just a long, long way to go, obviously.
Yeah,
Bayer Leverkusen are
I'd
winning.
yeah, I'd like to avoid Jose's Roma as well.
uh, I'd love that to be the final, though. He no doubt he'll try and stifle us like he did the Ajax 6 years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah,
But
yeah,
Ten Hag certainly have a remedy for that. I would have thought. When it comes to tactics, I would trust Ten Hag. 99% of the time. Um, yeah. So, yeah, it's a very winnable tournament. We're through the. You think after beating the team top of the Liga and the team fifth in the Liga, you think you'd be a bit further along than the quarterfinals, like. But there's just so many games. We're the busiest team in Europe this season.
yeah,
We've
yeah. It's crazy, crazy amount of games.
we've already played 45. I think that's nuts.
Listen,
We've
I
only-
can't believe I was looking at the finals when the finals are played. The Champions League final this year is in June. It's on the 10th of June.
You're joking, right?
Yeah, yeah. That's it goes all the way to then.
What date is the Europa League final then?
So right at the end of May, I think 30th or something.
And where is it at this time? The Europa League final.
I'm not sure,
Uh,
you know.
Let me have a look here.
Usually, both European
If I'm gonna,
finals are tied up. What by the 20 something ish of May?
yeah, yeah. Obviously, the season's been extended a bit to help the domestic leagues finish due to the World Cup.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's in the Puskas Arena in Budapest, the Europa League final,
Okay.
and it's the 31st of May. I think that's a Wednesday night. Yeah,
Budapest.
so
That's Romania, right? Romania.
that is Hungary, I think. Yeah,
Hungary. Okay.
yeah,
I see.
yeah.
Hungary.
That's a pretty big stadium for what I remember because it was used for the Euros.
Mm.
And 67,215. Yeah, it's pretty big. Because I remember during the 2021 Euros, a lot of the stadiums being used across Europe, there's no fans allowed, but that was
Hmm.
one of the ones that had a full house, and the atmosphere was amazing. So not often that the Europa League final is played in a stadium that big, so it'll be more opportunity for United fans to get tickets here. I'm getting carried away with myself again. We haven't made it to the final yet.
One step at a time.
You know, you know.
But you
And if
can't help but dream, right?
yeah, there's an opportunity here for us to win Europa League and the FA Cup. Let's be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah, yeah. Both very realistic targets.
The Mickey Mouse treble is on.
It is absolutely on.
We're gonna distinguish or equal Liverpool's
The one from
absolute.
2001. Yeah, because I remember, I remember Gerard Houllier did it with them in '01.
Yeah, and we ridicule them for that. And
Yeah,
now,
yeah,
if we do it, we're going to be celebrating.
yeah. I mean, that's why I have to keep the same energy because all the way back then I called it the Mickey Mouse treble. So I'm
Yeah.
sticking to my guns.
I suppose we'll just say it. Kind of. We're not going to say it like as if we're unhappy with it. We're going to be saying it as if in a way that we're going to make it sound. I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but yeah,
Listen, it would be a fantastic stepping stone, is what it would be. Um, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I think we'd be a lot happier with it now than we would have been in 2001 if we'd have won it. If you know what I mean? Because
yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, 2 years on from the one that we actually did, that would have been considered a fall from grace.
yeah,
Uh,
massive.
yeah.
Great. And you know what? If you're looking for Onums, Liverpool when they won that domestic treble, or not domestic treble, Mickey Mouse treble, it um it ended a 6-year trophy drought. We're on a
Mm.
6-year trophy drought, so
Well, hey,
maybe that's
how
maybe that's
about that? I remember watching that final as well, and I was supporting Deportivo Alaves, who they played in the final. Cause well, I would have supported whoever Liverpool played against, but it had the added bonus because Jordi Cruyff was playing for them at the time.
That's right. Yeah, and it was 5-4, wasn't it? In the end, it was
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, yeah. It was a crazy game of football.
Yeah, I don't want. I'd rather if United were in such heart attack football, to be honest.
Yeah, and the
You
FA
just
Cup
want.
that year was quite exciting as well, actually, because I believe they were 1-0 down to Arsenal with about 10 minutes to go, and then Michael Owen popped up. Ah,
Yeah, it's known as the Michael Owen final, and in
mm.
those days it was played at the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah. It was when yeah, because in 2000 they had the last game at Old Wembley against Germany, which we lost.
Dietmar Hamann with the free kick.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so let's quickly do a rundown of player ratings for tonight's game. So De Gea would get 7 for me, clean sheet and some good saves. Wan-Bissaka equal to that, 7. Um, Harry Maguire, I'll be generous, give him a 7. It might be the only time this season that happens. Um, Lissandro Martinez, 7. Malacia, 6. Bruno, 6. Casemiro, 6. Rashford probably gets a 7.5 for that magnificent goal, and some other really great play. And Palestri, I give him a 7. Fred, 6. And Vaghurst is 6. And lots of substitutes in this game. Um, I think they all should already just get a 6, to be honest. None of them really did anything spectacular. Um, yeah, and Ten Hag, job done. Probably a 7 out of 10 for him. Yeah, so everything went perfectly tonight. No injuries or suspensions, and clean sheet through the next round. 1-0 win. So yeah, can't make any complaints. And we're just looking on to the FA Cup now. It's the last game before the dreaded international break. Although from a purely physical point of view, this international break's coming at the right time. And even the players who are away on international duty, they'll only be playing 2 games in the space of a fortnight, which is a hell of a lot less than they would have if they're playing for United. On certain players, like Fred, for example, I don't think he was called up. It's a real opportunity for him to get a rest. And yeah, and Varane obviously doesn't play international football anymore. So yeah,
Yeah, that retirement came at the perfect time. It really did.
so that's coming at the right time. So, what is your prediction then for Sunday against Fulham?
Oh, do you know what? I think it's going to be a difficult game, but I'm going for a 2-0 win.
Oh, you think Fulham aren't going to score? That's a bold prediction now.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah, 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 I'm gonna go with Leacher and Varane, keeping Mitrovic out. It's my bold prediction for the weekend.
Mm, that'll be quite a battle, I think. Quite a physical
Mm.
battle back there. Mm. But they've obviously got other threats.
Oh
So
hell yeah! I mean, Pereira's got a shot on him,
yeah, 100%.
and I'll tell you
Um,
what. One guy I'm worried about now. In recent weeks, I've seen him, and he looks really good. The winger called Solomon. He's got this habit of cutting inside and shooting and picking out a corner. Yeah, he scored a couple of goals for them in recent weeks.
yeah, which is why Dallo cannot play this game. Um,
Yeah, yeah, have to watch out for him.
because Dallo gets beaten far too easily. Yeah, and Solomon does play on that side.
Mm.
Um, yeah, Lukic is a good player. Harrison Reed is also. Um, Another one. I was going to mention there. Who was it again? He's a big threat from set pieces. I think he's a defender. He scored goals from set. Is it Tim Ream or I think he's.
Yeah, yeah, Reem, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, they've got somebody who's very good in the air that I've noticed in recent games. Um,
Mm.
Issa Diop, Charlie Robinson, Harry Wilson, Don James, obviously. Be interesting to see if Don James starts this one because he doesn't start many games for Fulham.
No, he
Um,
doesn't. He's fallen down the pecking order, hasn't he? So yeah.
Scored against us in the league game at the
Hmm.
cottage. Um, so yeah, it was really strange looking at the how Fulham have performed this season. It's made me kind of nervous about this. But when you actually look down Fulham's team sheet, I'm like, we should be winning this. Let's be honest.
Nothing really to be concerned about.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. They looked terrible against Arsenal. Arsenal made very light work of them. But then I don't know if it's because Arsenal are just really good at the moment, or what it is. Maybe we can't look too much into that. But I was very surprised. I was expecting them to put up much more of a fight against them.
Yeah, I think what happened was the Arsenal blew them away in the first half, but then
Yeah.
Fulham came back into it the second half, created a lot of opportunities. Obviously, didn't
Mm.
score. It was more like the Fulham of old
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the second half a wee bit, but the game was done by that point.
Yeah, yeah. So I
Um,
mean and this is the thing with us though. We always turn up in the second half, really. And yeah,
Second half FC.
yeah, yeah. I just hope that we don't, get punished for that early on.
Yeah, I always prefer us to get the first goal, settles
Yeah,
the nerves, and I hate going 1-0 down, and we're because it gives the other team confidence, and quite often when United go 1-0 down, it leads to the other team laying siege to the United goal, and then
yeah,
it takes us a while to get going again. So I always want to score first. Um, so yeah, we're at home. It's amazing, isn't it? How many times United have got a home draw in domestic cup competitions.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. It's a crazy run.
that's a quiz question. When is the last time United got an away draw in a domestic cup? Wonder if anyone can answer that one for me. Because I certainly can't. Um, you're probably going back to maybe 2018, maybe something crazy like that. But yeah, if this match was at the cottage, I'd be saying this is 50-50. But
Yeah,
now we're at home. I fancy us to get the job done. I think just about. Could be 2-1 or 3-2 if we're bad at the back.
Yeah, we just need to go into it with the right mentality, right attitude, and make sure that that midfield is sorted out. That's the one thing that does concern me somewhat. Because against Southampton, like I thought our midfield was completely overrun. Obviously, we were down to 10, but that can't happen again.
So just on that, what team would you select for Sunday? I'll give mine and then see if you would make any changes. So the goalkeeper, obvious, De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Licha, Shaw, and midfield of, and just for balance, I'm going to say McTominay,
Mm.
Sabitzer, Bruno, Rashford, Faghurst, um, and depending on, I think Anthony will start if he's available, and if not, then it's going to be Sancho or Palestri. Personally, I would select Palestri. So what team would you go with?
Yeah, pretty much that, to be honest. Yeah, like you say, if Anthony's available, I think he starts. If not, I would probably like to start with Pelestri. Um, yeah, yeah.
So Sancho doesn't get in for you then?
Not as a starter, no, but he can come on later on depending on how the game goes. Um, and it gives us some flexibility as well. I know they're all kind of interchangeable. Rashi can go from left to up front. Like can drop into the 10. Bruno can go to the right. So yeah, it gives us a bit of flexibility as well. That.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, please don't play Bruno on the left. And we're not that
Oh
flexible.
yeah, never want to see that again. We're not that flexible.
No, yeah, that's only that Bruno on the left is only going to remind me of one thing, and it's the one thing that no United fan wants to be reminded of at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. The one thing with Sancho though, like I was gutted against Southampton that he was, we were robbed of the chance to see what he can do down the middle. Because I really like that pass that he made to Rashford where he picked him out. And yeah, I would have liked to see more of that, but obviously when it goes down to 10, it's a different game.
Yeah, I think we will see more of Sancho at the 10.
Yeah.
The ideal scenario was playing the bottom team to
Hmm.
bring Bruno further back and play Sancho in number 10. But there will be even in other games, maybe even in the next round of the Europa League. There's games coming up against Brentford and Everton that we could try that. I don't think we'll
Yeah.
see that away at Newcastle.
No.
But there are going to be opportunities. Am I right in saying that Brighton are now up to fifth in the table?
I
Um,
think so. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because they beat Crystal Palace yesterday, didn't they? So yeah.
um, no, not according to this.
Oh, are they sixth? Are they? I know they're
Set.
thereabouts.
Seventh. Seventh
Okay.
is according to this. Let me just check that again. Yeah, seventh. They're level on points with Liverpool and two off Newcastle, who are in fifth. But they're going superbly well. But we have not picked up many Premier League points recently, so we need to go to Newcastle and win, don't we, when we come back from the international break? Not going to be easy though.
Yeah. No, no, it's not. It's not going to be easy. I think we can only assess it closer to the time. Uh, Need to make sure all the players come back, injury free, and fit. But yeah, it's a few weeks away, isn't it? So yeah, I'm just worried about Fulham at
Mm,
the moment.
yeah,
Well,
like two and a
Fulham and
half.
my only two concerns are Fulham and obviously tomorrow for the draw for the next round of Europa.
Yeah. We'll have to wait and see who we get there. To be honest with you, but we got Juve, bring it on. But obviously, I prefer
Mm.
something easier.
Hmm.
And
I mean,
another thing,
I'll tell you what. Having beaten Barcelona over two legs, I don't think we've got to fear anyone left in this competition.
no, and it'd be a major disappointment if you put out the team top of La Liga and then didn't go all the way. You know,
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Just have to, yeah, but yeah, just have to hope for a good draw though, because I need. When are these fixtures played, by the way? Because that could factor in as well.
mid-April, I think.
Oh Jesus! Because I'll tell you what, there's 7 Premier League games in April.
Mhm. Yeah, but I think in April, the only Europa League games that there will be in the month of April is the quarterfinal tie. There won't be
Okay, but
any
it's
more
two
than that.
legs though, isn't it? So that's already
Yeah.
7, 9 games.
in
and then
30
if we
days. Yeah.
and then if we're winning, and then if we beat Fulham, yeah, that I'm guessing the next round of that will also be in April.
Yeah, if we get to the FA Cup semi-finals, our league game then will be postponed again until May.
Aha,
Um,
yeah,
yeah, so I suppose that's the price you pay really for being in all the cups.
yeah, yeah. So even if you postpone a Premier League game, we'll still have a minimum of like 9 games then in April.
yeah, 9 games, and it's
Nine,
not
yeah.
even a 30. It's not even a 31-day month.
No, no,
So
it's crazy, yeah. Because I had to look at those fixtures, and yeah, the crazy, yeah, we're gonna get some surprising results, I reckon, in that run in April. Not just us, but for the rest of the league as well.
yeah, there's plenty of difficult games for Liverpool and Arsenal as well
Hmm.
in the month of April. And not that's our concern.
Yeah. Oh, Liverpool come back actually after the break, and they face Man City, Chelsea, and Arsenal all in a row.
And I hope they lose every single one of them.
Yeah.
Um, let me see now. Yeah, so what we've got in April is obviously Newcastle to begin with. Then 3 days later, Brentford. 3 days after that, Everton, which it's a lunchtime kickoff on a Saturday.
Hmm.
Then Forest, a week after that. But there will be a Europa League game.
Europa in between. So yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and then another Europa League tie up the Forest, then Chelsea on a Saturday night, and then we're into Tottenham away. It's not an
Ah,
easy one. Uh,
no.
and Villa at home, we'll have to get revenge in that fixture.
Yes.
Um, and then in May we have West Ham, Wolves, Bournemouth, and Fulham on the last day of the season. So I'm going to hazard a guess that the FA Cup semi final would be played on the 15th and 16th weekend. So that Nottingham Forest game would probably be the one that will be postponed.
Okay.
Should we make it to the next round of the competition? And like we say, we haven't written off Fulham at all on this channel.
No, no.
Because you know United, we're having a lot of injuries and suspensions, and our form is getting tailed off a wee bit. The performances are not what they used to
Hmm.
be, so I'm not getting complacent anymore.
And I'll
I
tell
do.
you what, looking at that run, Forest was probably the one game I would have wanted because I thought I was looking at that as potentially one where you can make a few rotational changes to keep everyone fit. But if that's the one that's getting postponed, then
Yeah, that's just my guess because
yeah.
usually it's the FA Cup semi-final is the mid
Hmm.
weekend in April.
Yeah.
Um, fuck, I hope it's not the next one. I hope it's not the Chelsea game on the 22nd that is being
Mm.
going to be postponed because I'm due to go to that game. So that's going to throw the a spanner in the works. It's going to have to be a lot of rearranging there if that's what happens. But it's usually the mid weekend in April. But then, of course, we have to beat Fulham first, and we keep doing that, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
Look, keep looking ahead.
Yeah, I know. We
Um,
have to tell the people that are listening, like, we don't mean any disrespect. We're
apologies to
just
all the Fulham
excited.
fans out
Yeah,
there.
we're just excited. That's all.
Don't come after me, Fulham fans, if you win now, please. um, okay, I think that'll do us for today. It's not a game that brought us an awful lot to talk about, like you said at the start. Um, but we got
Yeah,
the
it was
job
just about
done.
professionalism today, isn't it? Yeah, it's just about seeing it through the line. And now we look forward to the draw tomorrow, which should be quite exciting.
Yeah, I love a good draw. I know what I like to get in draws is teams that we've never played before,
Yeah,
uh, or teams that we rarely play. Like Betis, I think that was the first official meeting of the two clubs, maybe. And
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, so if we played someone like Union Berlin,
Yeah,
that would
and it was
surely be
quite
something
nice as
different.
well, actually, because obviously some of the fan channels managed to get out there early and shot some footage around the ground and that, and it was nice just to see a tour, see a different club that we don't really that doesn't get as much exposure over here. Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, and I heard that some of the Betis fans shook hands with United analysts and wished them luck for the next round. So that was very sporting
Ah,
of them.
very, very classy, very classy.
Yeah, I suppose they could have no complaints. It wasn't as if it was a close tie where they were hard done by a refereeing decision. It was by one
Yeah,
sided.
yeah.
So yeah, we'll wrap it up there. Brush, if everyone could please drop us a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment your thoughts on the game down below. And I
Yes.
shall see you again probably after the international break. Then, Brush.
Yeah, definitely. And bring on Fulham.
Absolutely. Okay. See you later.
Take care.